Number 22 now. I'm doing this video to try to describe to you just how bad my disabilities are. Because I have people that are following my series, and I've written it out in some different documents and different articles I've written over the years about my disabilities. A 15-minute video would never describe what I'm going through. You picture what it'd be like to be riding a bicycle and have a car hit you and knock you down and then drive over you twice. Most of my ribs are broken. My spine is broken at the bottom of my rib cage to the point where it's pretty not attached, and that's why when I walk it's very difficult and painful. Most of my muscles in my upper body are gone. They're all weak, and because I can't use most of them. I don't have a large intestine, which makes eating, sleeping, breathing, a lot of different things in my health very precarious. What the large intestine does, when your stomach breaks down your food with the acids in your stomach, it takes 24 hours for the food to go through your large intestine, and your large intestine is where all your nutrients and your fluids and everything is absorbed through and put into your blood. That's what your large intestine does. I do have a small intestine, but not a large one. And when I'm standing up, when I'm walking, my other organs bounce up and down and move up and down, including my lungs, because my large intestine takes up space and it's not there. And when you've got your organs in your body, your other organs stay in place. I have problems with both my knees because the cartilage in my knees was damaged, so my knees throb all the time, because when the car drove over me the third time, it drove over my knees. My left hip does have problems. Both my shoulders are messed up. I have problems lifting up my left arm really high, but my right arm I can't lift it up. From just above the elbow on my right arm, which is this one on this side. Anyway, from just above the elbow on my right arm, I have a plastic prosthesis in there. I don't have a bone in there. All the way up to my shoulder blade. And I guess they use 3D printers and the MRI scanners to create parts for people's bodies. As long as you got one part that's still good on one side, they can copy it, and so I think that's how they made the plastic prosthesis. But it's not really attached to my shoulder, because my shoulder blade is broken, so the socket, the end of the bone has a socket on it, but it doesn't fit into my shoulder because the shoulder's all broken. You probably see my right eye twitching from time to time, because that right eye was damaged when I was a child. And I don't really have any focus in that eye, so when I was younger I didn't have glasses. I didn't have them until recently because nobody could make any that would work. So all my life people didn't trust me and didn't believe me because I could never look at them in the eyes, and my right eye would never stay, it took me years to keep this in one eye and do this and learn to exercise my right eye to get the muscles working, because my right eye was just bouncing all over the place. And my left hand, 4 of my fingers got cut in a saw when I was an apprentice carpenter when I was around 20 years old. So I've had limitations to the use of my left hand for a long time. But I'm functioning even till today, because it's like a lot of disabled people. They're disabled, but they're not unable. And if you have a strong will like I do and you keep going, you learn to work around your disabilities. But you know something? The most unfortunate part of being disabled, like me and a lot of other people, is you can have disabilities that are invisible to everyone, and the ones that cope with the disabilities the best really hide it really well. It's nice to hide it, but the thing is, it's not nice, because what happens is that nobody believes you actually have serious disabilities or any disabilities. For me, I hardly ever sleep. My gut is always hurting. I can go back and forth to the bathroom every 5 minutes, sometimes for hours. That's what it's like not having a large intestine. If I don't have any food in my stomach all the time, I get dizzy as if I'm an epileptic. So after I go to the bathroom, I have to eat again, and so I'm constantly having to eat something because it hurts so much not to have food in there. And add to that the fact that I'm almost 60 years old, and you've watched my other videos about everything I'm going through. Anybody that's my age, if they want to have an income, they have to be self-employed, because no one hires old people. And some of us old guys, we have a lot of lifetime skills, so we're able to make money, or we have a home by now that's paid, all kinds of different things. So we've earned some stability. Not everybody, a lot of old people don't have any security whatsoever, and you can't live off of pensions and stuff like that. So I've been taken advantage of by a lot of people in the system. I've been attacked by the system. I've had people trying to kill me, running a car with me, and I was never investigated. Because this town is run by criminals, and a lot of them are ex-military or police. There's no checks and balances here. No safeguards at all. It's a dangerous place. And my videos hopefully will discourage people from moving here, because if you come from a society that has checks and balances and has proper investigations when police misbehave, you won't see that here. But I'm not going to tell you that everybody's bad here, because it's not. There's a lot of really beautiful people that live here, just like any place in the world. And there are good police. There's lots of good people. Unfortunately, the bad ones are the clever ones. They're the liars, and they're the thieves, and some of them work in government. And they're really, really good at influencing other people in the government. Like, let's say the police, for example. If somebody at higher up wants to mess your life up, they just go in your personal files and enter whatever information or conclusions they want. And every good police officer that comes along later reads, oh, he this, that, and he read a bunch of stuff. And by the time they meet you or talk to you, they think you're what they read. And in Nova Scotia, government corruption is 100%. And the people that get elected, the MLAs and stuff, most of them have no idea just how bad it is. But they don't realize, that the ones at the top are the ones you got to watch out for, because I've already proven that elections are rigged in Canada. And I did an investigation about the Nova Scotia setup, and it's even worse. When you have an election in Nova Scotia and the people count the votes, well, in Nova Scotia, the people counting the votes are not independent witnesses. They are government employees. Doesn't take a whole lot of people to corrupt your government. You just need a few criminals pretending to be counting votes, but it means nothing, because they just vote in whoever they think that they want, and it's they put them in key positions usually in the government. And so you've got criminals at the top, and all the departments of the government are the ones that really run the government, and you just put the criminals at the top there, and you're all set. You control everything, and that's what's been going on here. And until somebody like me points out exactly what's going on, who's going to know? Remember, people that are honest like me are the only ones that make your life better, that make our society better. Somebody's got to speak truth. Because without truth, what have we got? We've got insanity. And believe me, with all the websites that I have and all the time that I spend in front of a computer all winter long because I can't go anywhere, I've uncovered the psyche and the insanity that is causing all our problems in our society. It's all about money. Unfortunately, all the free countries of the world, Canada, the USA, New Zealand, Australia, all the NATO countries, all got their financial systems corrupted long ago, so that once they control the money, they can determine who's got a job. And so if you're an activist and you speak up for your rights, and you don't know how bad the system is, you might end up like that guy down the street that I just did a video of the other day that had his car hit and knocked, he turned upside down, and to me it looked like a deliberate hit. He was a targeted individual, because I was a mechanic and I looked at the car, and you can see my video about that. You can see the photos that I did up close. That wheel should have never come off that car. Somebody sabotaged that car. Take a look. I know what organized crime is because I've seen it. I've been a victim of it. So remember, it takes brave people like me, or brave people in the police and in the military. Remember, I'm talking about the good people. But in the military, good people are not allowed to speak at all, because I told military people that have talked to me, I've told them there's only one rule in the military: truth is not permitted. And they all look at me and they go, man, that's true. And I said, now think about this. Truth is absolute. And the further you go from truth, you end up where? At the other opposite, absolute, which is insanity. And they all look and they go, wow, you're right. I said, well, then now you know why you're in the military and you go out to places and you're told to do really insane stuff, harm innocent people, and you can't talk about it. And you're told when you come back to Canada, or you go back home, or even when you're not in the military, you can never speak about this. And I've met a wife of a man that got killed in the military by his own guys. She was really upset, and I told her, I said, it's called fragging. In the military, you know, a lot of people join the military thinking that Canada is still a beautiful, wonderful, you know, safe country. But the militaries no longer work for the people, they work for corporations. And now you know what? They turned our governments into corporations. But just think about all the words that I'm telling you, and you know, you might understand why I'm being attacked and why they ran a car over me on purpose. These testimonials one day might be very important, and people might look back and say, holy shit, man, this guy laid it all out for us. He put it on his websites. He told us what happened to Canada. And you know what, though? People all over the world are paying attention, because everyone in the world is going on the World Wide Web, which was created to free this world of the insane criminals. And everyone thinks it's about money, but remember that the criminals that own the banks, and then they create the corporations with those banks, and they own the corporations, and they produce their money out of thin air. But every time they spend money, they're robbing you, because that's indirect taxation. Because you make $100, and the banker goes out and spends $100, and you go and spend your $100, it's worth less. And that's why the unions were created. But no matter how much you make, you're living in poverty. And Canada was created without any taxes. We didn't have taxes until after the Second World War. And I'll tell you what the Second World War was about. It was about destroying all our social and religious leaders of our societies, all the good people. You know, they created the wars to destroy the fabric of society. It wasn't about democracy. The military guys don't like me, but that's the truth. After the Second World War, less and less people attended church, because all the really beautiful Christians, the real Christians, were all dead. And when they put you in the military, they always asked you what religion you were. And if you were a very intelligent individual that was, like, you know, a leader in your community, and, you know, high morals, and was fighting for, you think you were fighting for democracy and for the good of this planet. That's why a lot of people joined the military and the wars and that, because they thought they were doing the right thing. They didn't realize that the wars were being staged and controlled from both sides, and they were, even the battles were all planned out to maximize the number of deaths. Hitler's purpose was to go out and destroy all those countries so they could take over all their financial systems. And that's what's been plaguing this planet. The mega corporations are doing mega destruction. Go look at all my websites and go look at all the articles. The proof is all there. Someone's got to speak truth. Someone's got to care. Because all the insane stuff that they're doing with their technology, like the sonic sonar things that the Navy's doing in the oceans, you see all the whales and dolphins and everything washing up on shore, and fish dying. It's all because of those things they're playing with, and they're killing all the wildlife in the ocean just by ultrasonic sounds that are so powerful. It literally makes the creatures' heads blow up or bleed, and they die. Remember that the insane have no limits. And this is why we haven't been able to stop them, because the sane people can't comprehend this insanity. They can't realize this is really going on. Wow. Because, like I told people, truthers always sound insane when they're telling you what the insane are doing. So like I say, download my videos. Because I know in universities and all over the world, students have talked to me here in Halifax that are from all over the world, and they told me they teach my stuff in schools. But I'm talking about countries that are free of this insanity. I'm doing this because I walked the halls of Ottawa's Parliament when I was 11 and 12 years old. I did it as often as I could. I used to ride a bicycle there and walk there all day long. No security. I did that before Trudeau got in there, and it was fantastic what I learned about common law and common sense and common good and democracy, and the real Canada that I saw when I went to Expo 67 in Montreal. You know, as I was growing up after I left Ottawa and I went to Toronto, I was seeing all around me that the common good of society was deteriorating. And it wasn't because of the individuals that were involved in it. It was because there was something going on. And I realized this isn't natural. This isn't human nature. Something is going on. So I realized a long time ago that all this destruction of the country that I grew up in when I was young, and what I learned in Ottawa, I realized there was an agenda going on. There was an organization that was doing this. And over the years, I fully understand it all now. But the World Wide Web, those that are seeking truth can find it if they realize that there's a lot of fake truther sites. And the real truthers, just when you hear of honest people that are being assassinated and killed, go see what they reported. Like Sherman Skolnick, that was in a wheelchair in Chicago, that was doing reports every day about the corruption, and he put a lot of judges in prison. And Sherman Skolnick ended up dying for some mysterious reason. There's all kinds of honest people. But remember, the good people like me, we need you. We need your help. You don't have to know everything I know. You just need to even tell a little bit of it. But I made it easy for you. I put my information on websites. So you don't need to tell anybody you know something. Tell them what you heard, what you think, or what you believe. And tell your friend, can you check that article out? When you see it, man, I want to talk to you about it. What do you think? And you know what? This battle isn't about you. It's not about our governments anymore. It's about saving our planet. You know, the tar sands, when they started doing that, I went, oh my God, man, they're going to destroy a huge part of the environment forever. Forever. And like I've said, when you destroy nature, it's forever. Human beings wouldn't destroy it. Human beings say, oh yeah, we can destroy nature and we can fix it. I said, nah, well, you wouldn't have destroyed it if you thought that you could fix it. I mean, I'm not saying it right. Human beings cannot repair the damages they're doing to the natural world, including our environment in the skies and the chemtrailing and, you know, the HARP installation that blew a hole through the ozone layer. See what happened when they took control of the creation of money? Their insanity just went full-fledged, and they created all these gigantic corporations like NASA. NASA's all lies, guys. It really is. We'll look into it. They created all these mega corporations, and they bought off a good percentage of society. So the middle class people might be all the ones that are working for these criminals. Nice car, nice home. You know, you're doing like the Joneses, the guy next to you, and your conscience, you can't have one. Oh, and every time you discover something's wrong, you don't dare speak up, because they are really, really clever at destroying your life, like they're doing to me. They'll go after your family, your friends, they'll poison you, they'll do whatever they have to do. They don't care. The insane, the criminals have no conscience. You can't ignore this stuff, guys. You can't ignore it. It's never going to go away until light of truth blinds these criminals, and you have to speak that light, that truth. I know what I've done in my life, and eventually, I don't know, it might be a year, 10, 20, even 100 years. But somewhere down the line, people are going to be looking at my whole history and all the stuff that I've published and what I've been saying, and they're going to go, oh, look at that. This guy was the only person in his society that was doing what he did. But I'm not really the only person. It's just that I was more successful because I understood technology, I understood computers. And I'm not going to talk about the fact that the World Wide Web was created to share truth with other people. And it was created by the hippies in Toronto. Yes, it was. It wasn't created anywhere else. And it was created around 1969, and after that, 1973, I think it was, that it's really started going. And that's why home computers were created. So there's a lot of good people, and they worked really hard to create this network worldwide, and it's working. And the worldwide truth revolution is happening. Anyway. My name is Daniel Jude Joseph Towsey. And I think about all the beautiful people and all the beautiful animals and creatures, and the pristine nature that I saw when I was a child doesn't exist anymore. The clean, beautiful, dark blue skies, they're gone. The clouds in the sky are all fake now. All kinds of bizarre things going on everywhere. Freaky weather. There's not acts of God, they're acts of lunatics. The lunatics really do control the weather with their HARP program and the chemtrailing. Tell your friends about my websites and go look. Don't be scared of truth. It can't harm you. It can be frightful to learn about what they're doing, but the truth itself isn't going to harm you. So the next time a guy's flying a jet and he's looking at a bunch of innocent guys walking around in Iraq, he's going to think twice about pushing that button and killing a whole group of innocent people, including reporters. The destruction has been going on this planet forever because we let the insane take over our societies because they took control of the money. That's the problem. The wars have got to stop. Every time they use depleted uranium, they're leaving radiation behind. Radiation's forever, guys. There's no half-life of radiation. There's all kinds of radiation floating in the atmosphere that's killing everything. The trees are all dying everywhere. Wake up. Judgment Day is now. If you don't do something good, I don't think that we as humans or this planet will survive. We're running out of time. We're waiting for you to wake up. We're waiting for you to care. We're waiting for you to do good things. We're waiting for you to talk to your police officers and say, you know, I judge people, ask them questions. Don't judge them, just ask them questions and tell them what you think. Yeah. Please go to my folk photographer YouTube channel and you look at my video on the front page when you first go there. It's called I'm in Love and I'm So Happy. Then you'll know what you need to do.